Howdy, everybody. Howdy, everybody. How's it going? I'm just putting up some of my streams right now because I'm going live because I'm going to show you guys exactly how to sell your deal on the MLS. If you have a deal that you need to sell, you've come to the right place because I'm going to show you exactly what I'm going through right now on a deal that we have. And I'm gonna take you through the steps. So if you're like, man, I got a deal I need a wholesale, what do I do, Nate? I'm gonna tell you exactly the process that we've just done and where we're at right now. Okay. So, but I want to get, if you guys haven't joined my Facebook group, you should, because I go live in my Facebook group every day. Not every day necessarily, but a lot, right? Dropping value, dropping gems for people. And right now I'm just getting the link because I have to copy a link and stream it in there. So if you're watching this live, just say, "Hey, Nate, what's up?" And I'll say, "Hey, how you doing? Good to see you." I'll give you a shout out, but you've come to the right place. So just be a little patient, little patient with me, and we're gonna get started in 5 seconds. And by 5 seconds, I mean like right now, because I just clicked on the link and it's streaming. So if you're watching this live, let me know where you're watching this from. So basically, a novation is what you're doing. You no, Dig, not necessarily. Let me explain what I'm about to do, because then you're gonna love it, Dig. You're gonna love it. All right, guys. So check this out. We're working with a seller in San Antonio, Texas. All right. And he wants to sell. First, originally, he wanted to sell for cash. Okay. And this is actually one of the clients that we have. They brought this deal to us and they said, "Hey, I have a house under contract. Hey, can you help me get it done?" So I was like, "Okay, yeah, we can get it done. So we can help you get it done." So originally, the student was talking, the client was talking to the seller, and the seller wanted a specific price, right? That's kind of the way that traditional wholesaling is taught. You tell a seller what you want, what they like, what you can pay, you get under contract. But what happened is this deal was locked up too high. It happens all the time, right? And we tell people, hey, don't necessarily go in and do this. Don't just say you can pay a specific price, but it takes time for people to, kind of break the bad habits. So anyway, we called the seller after it didn't really work out with our client, right? And we talked to the client and said, "Hey, do you mind if we talk to him and tell him what we're going to do?" So we basically called and said, "Hey, look, you want a little bit too much money for your property for cash, but we potentially can get you more money if we do creative financing. If we can get you, we can pay you what you want, but it will take time on terms, right? Whatever you want to say. It's basically you're just saying, hey, we can pay what you want, but it'll take time." And they're like, "Okay, great." So the guy's like, "Great, yeah, we can do this." So I reached out, number one, to New Western, okay, because this is an area that I don't have a ton of buyers, right? So I leverage areas like agents, New Western, to see what they think about the deal. Reached out to New Western and they said, "Oh, we don't do creative financing deals. We're not interested in those." So we told them the price that we used to have it under contract for, what the client did, and he's like, "That's too high." Okay, I knew it was too high. That's fine. But we leverage their experience, right? Because if you don't know what you're like, the area that you're in, like if I don't live in San Antonio, I don't do all my deals in San Antonio, but I know how to do them. I've done deals there. It's just not my primary market. So I get an idea that we need to be around like $180,000 for this deal to be a wholesale deal. Okay, so the guy is like, "I won't go that low." The seller's like, "I won't go that low." So we worked out a creative financing deal, and we've reached out to some agents, and they're kind of iffy around the terms that we have, right? So the seller, we don't have it sold yet, but the seller knows what we're doing. We're not like, "Hey, seller, we're going to buy this." We're saying, "Hey, seller, we're going to reach out to a couple people that we work with or we can work with, and we're going to find someone that's suitable for your property." And he's like, "Okay, that's fine." So he gets it. So we went the route of New Western out, right? We went the route of calling some agents, and you could do that until you're blue in the face. I do it for maybe 3 to 5 conversations where you get feedback, and if I can't find someone, I'm out, right? So where that brings us to where we're at right now. Now, someone said, "Hey, are you doing an ovation?" I'm not necessarily trying to do an ovation at the moment. Novation is like you're going to get paid. You're going to have like a retail buyer buy it, and then you get paid even though they have traditional financing. I'm looking for a cash buyer that's on the MLS by putting it on the MLS. And if I find a traditional buyer by putting it on the MLS, then we can sign the paperwork that we need to so we can get paid that way. Okay, does that make sense, Dig, if you're watching this? So it's not necessarily that we're looking for uh, the specific buyer. We're just, if we do a novation, we would just have him sign this right paperwork where we could sell it and still get paid when and through the novation, right? That route, or retail buyer program, what do you want to call it? It's basically you get paid through when someone has traditional financing. But we can still put this on the MLS and find a cash buyer, or maybe like someone that wants to buy it on terms, right? And we're going to put all the terms on there. Yes, sir. Appreciate the explanation. Dig, you rock, man. I appreciate you for being here. Great beard. Wow, thank you. That's very kind of you. My wife's like, hey, you should shave. She tells me I should shave because my face, sometimes when I grow my beard, it starts to grow like this and I look kind of chubby. Now, I'm not saying I'm shredded under here, but it makes me look a little bit bigger. Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's go back to here. So why did I bring everyone on here? You went the New Western route. You called the agents. You called your cash buyers. No one's interested. What's the best buyers list in the world? It's the MLS. Why didn't we just put this on the MLS in the first place? Sometimes I'm lazy. Okay. Sometimes I just don't want to do the paperwork. This requires some paperwork. So there's two ways to get it on the MLS. I call a real estate agent and say, hey, will you put this on the MLS? I'm going to hire you, blah, blah, blah. And you pay them a commission. Or you go to brokerless.com. That is BROKERLESS.com. What is this service? This is an online service that puts properties on the MLS for you and doesn't charge you the crazy commissions. So if you guys can see, I know it's kind of small, but they charge you $99 to put it on the MLS. That's it. By owner. That's it. You don't need a license. You just put it on the MLS. The contract that we signed with the seller allows us to put it on the MLS and market it. Okay. Now, again, if you want to do a novation, right, that's different. You need the other paperwork, but we'll get that signed later if that's necessary. Okay. But our contract allows us to put on the MLS. We put on the MLS for $99 if we want. The difference is I think you only get 6 photos. Okay. So if we have more photos we want, 25 for 149. Okay. If we want 25, it's one more, what says 25 photos on the MLS, 25 photos. You get like way more on the 188. I don't need the 188. I'm cool with the 149. I might even be cool with the 199. So it's pretty dang simple. I've sold on this website before. I did like a $15,000 deal on this website listing. Super simple. You just go right here to PayPal. You pick which package you want and it drops down. It looks super sketch. This website, whoever built this website needs to have Chat GPT rebuild it because it looks sketch. I'm sure a lot of people go here and are like, you sure that works? It works. So you go here, you go to PayPal, you put in your information, you pay it. They send you an email and say, hey, fill out this information. You send them your contract, you fill out the information. It's listed, it's live, I think within 24 hours. Okay. So I'm going to go in here. I'm not going to do it live for you guys because it's pretty simple. You just put in your PayPal information, you pay, then you get an email and you fill out the information. That's what we're doing with the seller. Now, why the heck is the seller not just listing it with someone else? Well, when we talked and we said, hey, we're going to take care of all the listings, like we're going to take all the fees, we're going to take care of all the showings. You don't have to worry about a dang thing. So you can call it a white glove service. You can call it whatever you want. But we're just saying, hey, we're going to take care of it. You don't have to stress. You don't have to worry. And there is a tenant in the property, right? So there's, maybe he doesn't want to work with an agent that's going to charge him a 3% commission. We're saying, hey, we'll get you this price, and this is how we go about it. He likes that more than, I guess, an agent saying, hey, give me 3% and I'm going to just list and sell it. So we're going to use this tool, this brokerless.com, to find a cash buyer primarily. If we can't find a cash buyer for it, we're going to also put it on the listing. These are the terms, like that. If you want to buy it on terms, you can. I think he wants like 20 grand down. So our terms would be like 45 down and $45,000 down if we want to make $25,000. We don't have to get into all this. This call wasn't meant to talk about terms. It was basically just to say, hey, everybody, I love you all out there. If you're struggling with wholesaling, totally get it. It happens. But you need to be able to pull out all the stops on this. If you can't sell to a cash buyer, you need to be able to talk to an agent. If you can't sell to the agents and they don't have cash buyers, you need to put on the MLS. Now, you don't do this with every process, every deal. You know why? Because it could be a complete waste of your time. Why are we doing it with this guy? Because he knows what's going on and he's on board. We have a contract signed. It's all good. Okay. Now, what wasn't a good use of time in the beginning was, hey, I can buy your house for this, and not knowing, and then going back and forth when you didn't even know. We let the seller know the expectations. Hey, you want that? We'll see if we can get you that, but it's a little high, right? Like I have those conversations a lot. The reason why you see a lot of wholesalers checks that they post everywhere, huge checks, it's because everybody's just lowballing people. And yeah, like you're probably going to get the low hanging fruit and get a couple deals a year. But if you want to be doing deals consistently, you need to be able to work with sellers where you can do novations, you can do seller finance, where you can do cash, all the extra strategies. You can do Burr, you can have them finance your flip. You need to be able to have all the stops. And that's why working with like a good acquisitions guy is super important, because you are passing up on deals. If someone wants to sell, you should be able to get it done, whether that's getting it listed for them, whether that's like I said, creative, novation, cash. If someone wants to sell and they have a problem, you should make money off of it. Okay. And the only reason you probably lose on those is because you're lowballing people. And that's not everybody. That's most people. They just lowball and they just like, hey, my offer is 140. Will you take it? We don't do that. We basically say, hey, I can't say basically because it's going to take more than a basically, but I'll wrap it up in a bow. Just I'll try to make it as easy as I can to explain what we do. Say, hey, we would be somewhere around this area. That's what we say. Instead of like a low ball offer, we say, hey, this is where we would be. Okay. And they're like, oh, that offer sucks. Like, yeah, I know. I wouldn't take it if I were you either. But that's where we're going to be. And that's where most people are. Could you see yourself being around this price? And they say, well, no, I couldn't. Say, well, how close could you get there? Okay, my range was 120, like 110 to 112. They're like, um, maybe I could take 150. I say, okay, let me see. I look at the numbers. Is it close enough? If it is, I say, hey, that seems pretty close. Depending on your situation that we've talked about, if you have time, we can go this route, right? We can do this. If you don't have time, then we have to go this route, right? And then you have your different options, right? So I hope this is helping, guys, but you don't just throw a low ball offer and just cross your fingers, because you might as well just burn that lead, because it takes time for people to get in the money. You don't know how many times I've called leads that have been lowballed so many times, and I just come in and I'm like, well, why didn't you accept all those lowball offers? They're like, I don't want that price. So I was like, well, what would you accept? They're like, well, I got offered 150. If you give me 155, I'll do it. And I'm like, you sure? I don't know if I can. Are you sure about that? And then they're like, yeah, I could. Okay. So, well, before I guarantee that I can do that, right? Check the numbers. Okay, it looks they got lowballed by a ton of people. Let me check if I can get it done. And then I say, hey, let's take a look. Let's hop on a call. Let me run you through my contract. And if it sounds good, are you ready to sign right now? I get a commitment, send over the paperwork, and I say, okay, let's read over this agreement. Do you feel comfortable signing this? Yes, I do. Okay, we get it done. I don't just say, I don't just send over contracts, and I don't like doing this. This is not ooh, I hope this works out. I think this is what it means, right? Like, ooh, I'm just hoping everything works out. Yeah, that's not a good strategy, everybody. So anyway, brokerlist.com, that's the strategy we use a lot of the time to sell our deals when we quickly aren't able to move them to our cash buyers or New Western or another route. And again, if the person wants too much money, you want to do a novation. A lot of people like hiring out actual listing services, right? Like actual, not listing services like this. They don't like to do the dispo themselves and be the agent. A lot of people like to hire a real estate agent to do the novation route. Totally cool. I've done that too. Pay them a commission, all good. I like to do this just to kind of get a feel for the cash buyer route, like what cash buyers I can find on MLS. All right, everybody. That's the information I got for you today. Let's see if any questions have come through. Hey, Nate, are you still doing on-market deals or focusing more on off-market? So primarily, like what we do is off-market, right? I don't really focus on doing on-market deals, but with our clients that we work with, the way we work with them, like on our higher clients, is they send us deals, and they sometimes come through on-market, off-market, and then we work the leads for them. So it doesn't really matter if it's on-market, off-market, we don't care. But primarily me, I like off market. That's just like kind of what I grew up doing. And when I say grew up, that's what I've been doing for the last couple of years, and I like it because you can just talk to the seller directly. Both are good, but I'm more off market and very targeted, like pre foreclosure, stacking lists. Yeah, did that answer your question, Dig? I appreciate these. These are great questions. Anybody else got any question? Because I'm about to wrap it up. It's the end of the day tomorrow. I'm gonna be dispoing this San Antonio deal. After we get up the live, I'm gonna pay. We're gonna pay to play, baby. We're gonna pay. We're gonna get it on there. I might even do a live about filling out the paperwork. Who knows? Okay, we'll see. If you guys want it, I can make the video so you guys can learn. No problem. Let's see what we got here. Appreciate you responding and your answers, Nate. Anytime, Dig. I got you. Okay. Louis Reynoso. Is that how I say your name? Louis Reynoso. Are you still using batch leads? Yes, I still use batch leads. Batch leads is awesome, like for driving for dollars. If you like that, if you like lists, they do free skip tracing. If you guys didn't know that, batch leads is now offering free skip tracing within their plans. If you use my link, you get a code that you can try it for 7 days for free and still get free skip tracing on that free trial. They let you do up to 100 skip traces for free. And if you really dial in that list stacking, you can get some solid lists. You can take like absentee owner, out of state, free and clear, pre foreclosure, and get like 5 leads in the whole state of like Utah, for example. And you can call them and just meticulously like hit them up, and you get a deal from that if you're consistent. It's all about consistency, right? Let's see. Can I send you a deal after the live? Dennis Sylvan, I wish I could look at your deal, brother. I really wish I could, but I'm I don't want to say booked. That's not the right word. I'm busy working my deals that I have and the clients that I work with. I really wish I could. That's why we have the apprenticeship at painlessflipping.com. Like you can call and chat with us and see if we have any spots open or if we can take on more. But that's why, because people have deals they want us to look at. They have deals that they don't know what to do. And this is the process you have to go through. You have to unfortunately it's not like you just put it into a calculator and exactly. Like you have to go through a process. You have to call agents, you have to reach out to cash buyers. You have to go through specific stages in order to know like, hey, is this a really good deal? Unless you just get it super low and then it's like, oh, obviously this is the deal. Okay. So Dennis, I appreciate you. Hey, Dennis, this is what I would do. If I were you, I would go to my Facebook group, painlessflipping.com, painlessflipping.com. I would go to my Facebook group, Painless Flipping, Wholesaling Real Estate Simplified, post the deal that you have a question about, and just say, hey, anybody can help me? Maybe there might be a good Samaritan in the group that has the time. That's what I would do if I were you. That's what the group is for. I'm trying to build a community of just go-givers. So check that out. Hopefully that will help you out. So Louis, I did say your name right. Awesome. Let's see. What else you suggest if batch numbers don't work? Okay. So if the batch numbers don't work and you've called them all and you've texted them, right? And they're coming back as like not connected or anything like that, make sure you call through all of them. Now, if you go through all of them and none of them are connected, that's a good indicator that no one's getting a hold of that person. Okay. I'm okay with that because that means, well, if I can't get a hold of the person, I've called everyone, I've texted, then nobody can that's using this data. That's good information. What's the next thing I need to do? Well, maybe I should go knock on the door. Maybe I should send a mailer. Maybe I should, go through those next steps. Only if this is a highly motivated list, right? If this is an absentee owner, you don't know if they're really interested in selling because it's just one layer. But if it's like absentee owner, out of state, vacant, pre-foreclosure, tax lien, divorce, and you can't find that person's number, you go knock on that door and you say, hey, look, I'm here to see if I can provide some value to you. I noticed that you were on 10 lists that I stacked. I'm just kidding. You don't have to say that, but that's you would only do like the extra deep detective work if it's a very highly stacked list. Okay. Where can I learn to comp properties that have no similar comps near because the house is very unique? Man, that's a long answer. So I obviously have a lot of stuff on the YouTube channel about it. In short, if your house is super unique and there's not a lot of comps in the area, it's going to be difficult for a flipper to really be that interested in it because they're not able to find like I would just say if there's no comps and just because people aren't flipping in that area, it's gonna be hard to sell. It depends where your market is. Like if you're in the middle of nowhere and you have this problem, it's gonna be hard to sell that deal, right? MLS is gonna be your best friend on those, right? Because it's just like, well, I don't know. If that's not the case, and it's just like, okay, there's flip selling, I just don't know what this one is because it's super unique. I would call a real estate agent, unless it's your market and like you know it really well. I would call a real estate agent and say, hey, I'm thinking about flipping this house. I was wondering if you could help me out. That's what I would do, and learn that way because I can kind of show you, but I'm going to kind of run in the same issue. You're going to send me that deal, and I'm going to say, well, from the data, it looks like this, but I'm speculating. Call a real estate agent. They're going to know more than I do. Shooting you straight. Okay. Okay, let's go. We got Louis Reynoso. I found a flip off batch. I'm locking up. Well, Louis, congratulations, everybody. Let's give Louis Reynoso a round of applause. He's found a flip off a batch and he's locking it up. I'm proud of you, man. Super proud. So congrats. You keep doing your thing and share the win with everybody in the Facebook group. Share it with, I know I'm excited for you. So go to my Facebook group. It's free. Painless Flipping, Wholesaling Real Estate Simplified. And yeah, go there. We got some free training. Obviously, I have other things that you guys that will help you, but go to the Facebook group, kind of get involved there. And then from there, we can see how we can work together and how I can further help you guys out. So this call has been about how to get properties on the MLS. You got it right here, brokerlist.com. No problem. Give it a shot. Any more questions, throw them in the chat. I'll get to them later. And if I don't, just hop on the next live. I go live every day. See you later, everybody. Have a good one. Oh, hold on. I was about to wrap up, but I can't wrap up if Artur. This isn't Arthur. This is Artur. Is that right? Artur? Artur, not Arthur, like Arthur the Aardvark. Artur. What do I do if I'm scared to cold call? Is it analysis paralysis? How can I train to get comfortable? Look, man, I know some people, Artur, I respect you for asking that question. You know why? Because a lot of people don't want to admit they're scared. You know what? I was scared when I first started. I was scared, brother. I had 6 years of wholesaling. No, sorry, 6 years of door-to-door experience where I would knock on people's doors. But when it came to doing deals, I was scared. So everybody give him a like, give him a round of applause. Everyone give him some love because Artur just admitted something that not a lot of us are willing to do live for the world to see. I'm proud of you, man, and I'm here for you. Good for you, brother. So let me give you the truth. You're scared because you don't know what to say. Am I right, Artur? Are you scared because you don't know what the seller might ask? How did the flow of the conversation might go? You don't want to get stuck looking dumb when they say, who are you, or blah blah blah, or any of the questions that are going to come out, and you're like, you just don't want to act like be in a situation where you don't know what's going on. Is that right, Artur? Or am I speaking wrong? Am I assuming correctly? Is that why you're scared? You got to kind of help me out. Let me know a little bit more why you're scared. I would say, from my experience, you're scared, and from my own experience, you just don't want to come off dumb. Let's see. Okay, that's exactly right. So, Artur, how do you become a master at talking to people and not being scared? I'm going to show you. Okay. I have to share this with you. I got to share my screen. Hold on, because this is good. And then I'm going to wrap up because my wife is calling me and she says, hey, honey, quit talking and get back in the house. So I'm going to have to, she didn't say that, but I know she feels that way. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen really quick and I'm going to give you the answer, Artur, and you're not going to be scared anymore, man, because we're here. So you're not scared. Okay. All right. Man, I need another glass of water. Okay. So here's the Facebook group, Painless Flipping Real Estate Wholesaling Simplified. Check it out if you can. There you go. And if you guys, like I said, if you haven't tried out Batch Leads yet, you need to try it out. Okay. Hit me up for that link. But anyway, So we're right here, guys. You guys can see my screen. If you go to the guide section, I have a guide that's called the 90-day how to get your first deal, how to get your first wholesale deal in 90 days action plan. Okay, you go there. It gives you a full breakdown of what actions you need to take in 90 days. And this is going to answer your question, Artur. When you click on the link, you get this action plan. Most people are scared because they don't know what to say. You have to practice scripts. You have to, okay? In the beginning, like you have to know what you have to say, or you're going to be scared. And so you have to practice your scripts and you have to practice calling people. That's the answer. So if you go here to the first 30 days of your action plan, you print off the action planner. The second step is you have to set up your scripts and master the basics. Okay, download all the key wholesaling scripts for easy access. Dedicate 2 hours a day to practicing them. Okay, now that sounds crazy, right? But that's what's required if you were scared. You got to practice. So you're going to go in, you're going to download these scripts. They're free. I don't charge you. Okay, just go and get them. And if you click on this link right here, it's going to take you to all the scripts that I have. All right, for wholesalers, JV scripts. This is going to be basically working with qualifying opportunities. That's what you're going to want. So there's a lot of different ones. They all are good. You just got to practice. And you're going to sit there, Artur, and you're gonna print this bad boy off, or you're just gonna read it on your phone, and you're gonna practice. You're gonna read it out loud, like me right here. Intro. Hey, wholesaler name. I'm sorry, this is actually for working with wholesalers. There's a couple different options that you can, let's see, I think this is it. Script for qualifying potential home sellers. That's the one. That other one was, hey, if you're working with wholesalers, you're trying to wholesale their deals. So initial qualification. Have you considered any changes regarding your property recently, like selling or renovating, right? So you would read these and practice, and all these scripts are just, I go pretty in depth, like the scripts. There, a lot of them are for specific reasons, which you guys are going to see as you go into the get the scripts for me. Actually, I need to move this. Let's see. We're going to move this to key wholesaling scripts. I need to move this one. So this goes into here. Okay. Anyway, I hope that helps, Artur. Does that make sense, brother? Like, you're scared like I was because I didn't know what to say, but all you have to do is practice the scripts for 2 hours, like 2 hours, an hour, 30 minutes, like anything's better than nothing. You're going to go practice the scripts, okay? You're going to do it daily. You're going to read it out loud, okay? And actually, this thing even tells you how to practice scripts, the 90-day action planner. So let me go back here so you can see more of my screen. So if we go down here to, you can actually go to the table of contents. It says how to learn scripts, how to role play them effectively. So that's going to be page 17. So let's drop all the way down to page 17. Okay, this is how to role play. So role playing is good too, but this is how to read the scripts out. Okay, read the scripts out loud quickly. Say the lines together as a group. This is if you have a group you're going to work with. Pay attention to how you use your voice and your body, right? You want to be energetic. You want to smile. You want to practice together as a group if you can, and you want to work with a partner if you can. So practice the scripts, read them out loud, and then it doesn't stop there, Artur. It's what happens at that point is you have to go practice. Then you, even though it's scary, you got to get on the phone and you got to call. You got to call people and you got to say, hey, and you got to practice the script. Eventually, you don't need a script. You won't need a script like me. I don't use a script. Maybe I should just because it's good to practice, but I just flow, right? But if you're not comfortable flowing, that's what you do. So Artur, that was for you, but that was for, I would say, 99% of people. I think 99% of people are scared. And it's okay. It's okay to be scared. It's not something that that everybody's like feels super confident with, especially someone like me that came from a ton of sales experience. So, guys, again, if you guys are watching this live and you don't have batch leads, definitely recommend you get the 7-day free trial link. Just DM me. Just DM me on Facebook or DM me here and I'll send you my link. It's absolutely free, and you get free skip tracing while you're on that trial. So you like it, pull list, and go make some calls. So Artur, hope that helped you out. Hope you're still, if you're still watching. And you did say, I think if anything, if I screw up, I can hang up and I can redial the next number. Of course. But don't worry, man. It's all good. No one's going to jump down your throat if it doesn't work out, right? If it's not flowing. Uh, so let's say, hey, bro, when was your last deal on the MLS that you listed, and how much did you net? I don't remember exactly how much. It's been a little bit of time. I haven't. Usually, I sell directly to cash buyers, but this is a good strategy if you don't have that. You don't find someone quickly. I think I did. It was like an $18,000 deal, and then I netted like I think 12 because I split it with my like there was some expenses in there. So we got Dig, Louis. Okay. All right. Well, guys, again, I think this is it. Hope this was helpful for everyone out there. Have a great day. And like I said, continue to stay tuned because I'm going to be dropping more nuggets like this. Have a great one, everybody. Go take some action. Later.